Hey everybody, Brian from Bear Bull Traders here. Hope you're all having a good weekend. I just got back yesterday from San Diego where we had a meetup with about 80 of our members, community members. It was an awesome time. We traded live and a lot of really good presentations from some of our moderators, and it was an amazing event. Had a good evening with an entertainer, Scott, one of our members. So yeah, awesome week. End the week there. And of course, this is the weekend video. It is March the 4th, 5th, and we'll wrap up the week, take a look at what happened, and then we'll look ahead, see what's coming down the pike. One note, I am going to be going on vacation on Monday. I'm gone for 2 weeks, so I may or may not be able to get online here and do a video, but maybe do a recap, short recap, if I do have time while I am away in traveling in Asia. So anyway, let's get down to it. So let's start out by looking at what happened last week. During the week, we had some pretty strong orders at the end of the week there. Some economic data, consumer demand was up, as well as increases in hiring. And despite all that, markets seemed to get past all that positivity from the economy, and we did move back up pretty much from a pretty oversold situation on the markets. A lot of down weeks, and we finally turned things around here, had an up week. Markets did like the comment by Fed Bosick, who seemed to indicate 0.25 rate hikes, a couple of 0.25 rate hikes over another slam 0.5%, and the markets liked that message as well. So I think this was becoming 0.5% was becoming more of a possibility. I don't think the market's going to like that, but these sort of continued 0.25 hikes are probably priced in already, and that's what the market's expecting. So economy still strong. Inflation still a problem, although it does seem to be trending a little bit in the right direction, probably not as fast as the Fed would like it. So what happened last week in terms of sectors? Basic materials, I think the Chinese came out with some economic numbers that looked fairly positive. Their economy starting to pick up. So that was reflected in some of the sectors this week, basic materials being one of them. Some of the more defensive names, utilities, consumer discretionaries, of course, they were the losing sectors on the week, but only by a small amount. Treasuries, again, sort of inched higher. 10-year was actually up above 4% on Thursday, but pulled back as we closed out the week there. Dollar down a little on the week, just marginally. With the bit of a pull, even though the treasuries were up a little bit, the 10-year did pull back, so we did pull back a little bit on the dollar. And Bitcoin, pretty volatile in terms of trading. We've got the Silvergate issue on the burner now, whether there's going to be some liquidity concerns there going forward. So the Bitcoin was under pressure this week. Okay, before we start getting into looking at some charts here, as always, quick ad for my book on Amazon, Profiting as an Active Trader. If you haven't checked it out yet, there it is, Money Management Rules, Strategies, and the Routines of an Active Stock and Option Trader. So some trading ideas and thoughts for you there. So let's get down and check out some of these charts here. And as always, I like to start out with the treasuries. You can see here the 2-year continues to tick up, and sort of a reflection that the Fed is still in there and still needing to raise rates in the short term to get inflation under control. On the 10-year, you can see here where we did get up over 4% again, but kind of topped out there. So again, sort of the bond market telling you maybe recession is a pretty decent possibility because the rates and the long end are lower, which means that in the longer term, the Fed is going to have to lower rates again to correct for a recession. So bond market still telling us a bit of a possible recession there. Transports on the week, I should say. Nice week, nice bounce back off this. You can see here all these levels of resistance. Again, came back here, pretty much came back to this area, and then bounced back up again. So again, sort of a little bit range bound, which so you're going to hear that theme throughout, and you can see here we still are in a uptrend. This you could look at this and say it's an ABCD pattern. Maybe the transports continue higher, or at the very least they stay in a range. The Dow again came down to this lower band of support here. Just about hit the 200-day moving average, bounced right back up on Wednesday and Thursday, and then that nice bull run on Friday. So again, sort of trading in a range here. The weekly again kind of reflects that we are in this trading range. The Qs again came on Thursday, actually came below the 200-day, but immediately zipped right back up above it, and now we're right back up at this 20 moving average, which is rolling over. So again, we seem to be in a bit of a trading range, and again, whether this is an ABCD pattern depends on whether the bulls can carry the charge forward here going into next week. The SPY, same story, came down, almost got to the 200-day moving average, and bounced strong Thursday. Nice continuation day on Friday, and again, same comments, right back up to that 20 moving average. And stochastics, starting to hook up here. RSI above 50, so momentum starting to look like we may be going higher next week. Again, on the weekly, same comments. IWM, again, really thin trading range here. This 185 level looks like an area that's continues to want to hold. We're nowhere near the 200-day moving average. Kind of bounced off that 50 there, but again, I think I don't think we're going to break out from this level. So again, sort of thin trading range. We are breaking out on stochastics, moving up here, so maybe catching a bit of a bid for next week. IWM, again on a weekly, sort of same comments. And this is the fear index, this VIX index. You can see here we're just not, there's just no fear in the market of a big sell-off. You can see here VIX right back down to this 18 level, and again, this is sort of a fear gauge. You can see momentum again dropping, stochastics below 50, so rallies tend to fade. So anyway, that's the VIX, and sort of no fear. The dollar, we had this breakout from this downtrend and a nice move up, but now we're kind of consolidating sideways. It looks like we got up to this 200-day moving average, and now we're sort of chopping around it. But I'm flipped my position. I was short of gold, and now I'm long based on this price action. And you can see here stochastics rolling over a little bit, same with the RSI. So could be some more dollar weakness ahead here, which would be good for emerging markets, and of course silver and gold. Silver had, I think, had a big day on Friday. Again, the dollar on the week, really pretty overbought here. So if nothing else, a pullback. And the Bitcoin's really with the Silvergate issue coming up here. It did get up over 25,000, really couldn't push higher, and now we're back down to this into the 22,300, 400 range. So that's where we are with Bitcoin. So a few stocks that I'm watching still. Apple, we did fill this gap here. You can see here we filled it sort of this week. Came back down, came through it, came snapping right back up through the 200-day, and we're back up into this trading range here. So Apple, again, a possibility here if you're an options trader to sell puts and calls. This sort of 142.50 level looks like a good place to sell a put, and this 155 level looks like a good place to sell a call, which is pretty significant resistance right up here. So again, could be an interesting weekly trade for an option trade. Amazon's still in a bit of a downtrend here. If you ignore this candle and then just connect the lines here, we are coming back up to this downtrending line. We're sort of at it right now. I won't take the time to draw it, but you can see here Amazon's still really expensive on a PE basis. It's still very pricey, and I just don't know, in an environment where consumers are cutting back, that Amazon's going to do well here. So 90 looks like support right now, and I think there could be some more downside here. RSI is hooking up, stochastics are sort of moving up, but again, I don't like Amazon's prospects, and I'd be watching for the possibility for it to fail around this possible moving average, 97 level. Baba, again, Baba traded horribly. You can, if you remember those charts we were just looking at, SPY, Qs, all really nice days, Thursday and Friday. This is not what you want to see in a stock where you have the indexes moving up strongly and an individual stock not following the rest of the market here. And Baba is definitely trading with a with a risk premium on it, with the Chinese Communist Party is doing, and I think that there is potentially more downside here to 85. So dust is a short, the gold miners. I have been short, and I did close that position out because it was getting really overbought, and had a nice profit on it, and it looked like the dollar was kind of rolling over. So I actually flipped my position to Nugget this week, and now I'm back in trading the gold miners to the upside. So nice little reversal there. Nvidia looks, Thursday, Friday, strong days for Nvidia. We're right back up at that 240 level. This is either going to double top here, or it's going to go higher, or it's going to push through 240 and go higher. Nvidia, real favorite stock right now with the whole play on the AI. Big chip demand for AI with Nvidia, and potentially has some upside there. So definitely an opportunity to either just buy the stock or short some puts. If you want to just collect premium, buy some calls, risk reversal, short puts, buy calls. So that could be a trading opportunity here. Tesla. You see Tesla's event, March 1st event, was a real dud. You can see here people were kind of disappointed, but what happened? The retails, which is this is a heavily traded retail stock. The retailers came in, bought this thing right back up. So again, sort of trading in this range, 215 to 180. So watch for it to chop back and forth there. And I've had back in UNG. Tried to take it here because it did look like a double bottom, but again I had to stop out. So it did finally bounce back. Look at the volume it threw there on that flush, the couple of days there. So we had a nice move back up and a big move on Friday. So looking at this 1065 level as possible target for some profit taking right there. So that's about it. Oh, I think we got one more chart here to go. XLE. You can see here XLE coming back up on these good Chinese news. So economic news. When China gets going, they use a lot of energy, and this has probably got some more upside here. So wrapping things up here, March 6th, what do we got coming down the pipe? You can see here all our indexes, where they are right now. We're pretty much mid-range in terms of support and resistance levels. So you got 290 to 310 on the Qs, and we're sitting around 300. So again, seems to be a range bound here, and that's based on the fact that we do have two camps sitting out there, one that's bullish and one that's bearish, and they're just pushing this market up and down at this point. So unless we get some big event or some kind of one of those groups kind of giving up, we're going to be stuck in this range. Here's our economic events for the week. Tuesday, we've got Fed Powell. That'll be him testifying before the Senate. Again, he's back Wednesday at 10, testifying before the House. We do have some other numbers. We've got an ADP employment report at 8:15, and then job openings also coming at 10 on the Thursday jobless claims as always, and everyone's watching those. And employment report, again, much watched employment report seems to be the pivot now in terms of where the economy is going to weaken or not. And earnings, as I said, we're getting at the end of earnings season. But we do have some names coming up here that are going to be interesting. We've got Dick's, Stitch Fix and Crowd. You've got DocuSign and Alta, always interesting. So we do have some earnings that'll keep us entertained this week. That's it, everybody. Hope you're all having a good weekend. And as I said, I'll be in the room on Monday morning trading the market open as usual at 9:30. 8:30 we'll be doing the pre-market show live on YouTube. But then after that, I am going to be on vacation. So that's about it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody, and hopefully see you Monday morning. Bye for now.